Alright, welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. This is going to be a live audio video today, because I got some things I need to get off my chest. As of this recording, it is 12:50 p.m. So, close to 1 o'clock. I've been in this game since 10 a.m. And this is the second game I've been able to get in. The second one. It has taken me so long to get a game in today because of something that a lot of times can be considered a good thing about 2K, and a lot of times can be considered a bad thing, because in previous games, if you're going into the rec center, going into walk-on pro-am or whatever it's called in different games, then you could play with an AI player. So say if the game can only find 9 players, it will auto-assign an AI to fill the spot. And generally speaking, you'd only have to wait a few minutes to get a game in. There have been times, literally like today, I've been sitting in the locker room before the game for 30 minutes trying to get a game in. And you have to keep backing out and retrying, backing out, retrying, backing out, retrying. And I understand why it's a thing. Because last year, there were times when the matchmaking system made absolutely no sense. Like, I had a guy last year I played with, the playmaking sharpshooter. And there were times when 2K would match me up in a game and make me the center. Now, admittedly, that does not happen anymore. But what that translates to now, though, is you have to wait so long for the game to find the right balance of players. I think the most out of position I've ever played is I've played as a small forward, I've played power, and I've played 2 guard. That's one position out that's not too terribly big of a deal. But in previous games, there would be times when I'd be playing as a small forward playing center, or a 2 guard, a shooting guard playing center. So I can see why they wanted to make this version of the game, not so dependent on having AI players in the fold. But what that does, though, is it keeps in times when the game might not be as popular. Like it's 1 o'clock. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday. My work schedule keeps me from having a lot of time to play in the evenings when there's a lot of people online. So I have to play during the day, or I have to play really late at night in the East Coast. And a lot of times that affects what kind of games I can get. Because it's really hard to come out here and find not only a full game of 10, but ideally you want to have a point guard, a shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. You want to have that kind of balanced lineup. And I think because 2K is putting so much pressure on not having AI players in the game, that if there's a time when there's just not a lot of, like, say, not a lot of centers around, then you won't be able to get a game in with the center, because the game's trying to find people that aren't there. And this wouldn't really be, like, it'd be annoying, but it wouldn't be infuriating if the 2KLeague qualifiers were not going on right now, where you have to win a certain number of games. You have to win 100 games to be able to be able to qualify for this thing. You have to win 100 games. During the qualifier, I've not even, we're about halfway through it now. I've not even been able to play 100 games. Because if I'm not running with a full group of 5, it's going to take me a really long time to find a game. And most of the time I don't get to run with a group of 5. My guys have normal jobs. They have, they play at 8 o'clock at night when I'm still only halfway through my workday. Like, they play, on a normal fucking schedule. But I don't have that luxury. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful to have a job and everything like that. I'm thankful that I can pay my bills and all that stuff. But when there's a super specific set of qualifications that have to be met in order to advance to the next stage in this qualifier, then I feel like it's hurting the people like me who have to make changes to their schedule, who have to, play, without their normal crew, who have to play with randoms, who have to play, at non-peak times of gaming. And I understand, I get it. I know there's not a lot of people playing this game at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Thursday. I understand that. But let us play with AI then. If it's going to be such a problem to get a full group of 10 people into this game, and I'm not going to lie, I think players, the player base of this game is lower than what it usually is. I do believe that now. Because there are times even late at night, and it may just be that the 2K servers are trash, like they always seem to be. But there are times even, on a Saturday at 8 o'clock that I can't get a game in. So then it becomes this. Then the game that's supposed to be fun, and that's the other thing. During the early part of this process, I was letting some of these issues that 2K does every year, I was letting them kind of ruin the fun aspect of this game. Because, it is fun. It is fun to get your guys together and come out and just play some basketball and, win. It's fun. Fun to win. Good shot. But, sorry, I am doing this live. But because there's this requirement now, and it's double from what it was last year. It's last year was 50 wins, now it's 100. It's more stressful, it's more pressure, and again, I know why they did this. They're trying to weed out the number of people that can qualify for this thing, because frankly last year there was an absurd amount of people that qualified for the combine. But it added an extra layer of pressure to the proceedings, because now you have to play twice as much, you have to win twice as much as you did before. And I was letting some of the asinine things that 2K does get to me. I'm not even gonna lie. There was a game fairly early on in the qualifier where just some dumb shit just kept happening time after time after time. It was one of those games where every 50-50 ball went to the other team, and every call went to the other team, and your guy would miss an open layup with nobody guarding him. Oh man, my voice is crying. With nobody guarding him for any reason. It was just one of those things where, like, normally it's one colossal thing that happens that pisses people off. This was just a lot of little things that kept happening. And I lost my shit. I threw my headset down. I almost broke my controller. It was bad. It was bad. Like, I don't ever throw my controller, because these things are $60, and I don't ever want to pay for another controller like that. But I will kind of like find myself squeezing the controller a little bit too much whenever I feel myself getting really kind of tight about something that's happening. And then when I do that, I can feel it kind of twisting a little bit. So that was like, okay, let me calm myself down a little bit here before we get crazy. But it got me thinking, because like I honestly went on a little bit of a tirade after that. I was cussing a lot. I was yelling. I was mad at a lot of things, because I know that this is a long shot for me. I know that the possibilities of me actually getting into this thing and getting drafted and all are extremely slim. But I want to at least be given a fair shake at it. And I felt like at the time I was not being given a fair shake. And then what happened was I was playing with a couple of my guys, and everybody just kind of went quiet. Everybody went quiet. We lost the game. after everyone got back into the little locker room thing there, people just left. Nobody said anything. One of my guys actually said he was going to take himself out of our group because the game was not fun anymore. We were like, it was just like he said that like he felt like he was holding us back, but I know what he was really saying. He was just saying it wasn't fun to play in this type of an atmosphere anymore, and I agreed with him. You know, I know when one of our guys gets mad about something and complains about it in the headset or yells about it in the headset, it is really annoying. It's annoying to listen to. It's frustrating to listen to. Because you know, too, there's nothing you can do to kind of help. It's just something that just happens and they're just going to be mad about. But after that game, after I saw those texts and saw that, you know, I was the reason people weren't having fun anymore, that really kind of made me reevaluate how I look at this whole thing. And while yes, I do want to qualify and I do want to, you know, go on to, you know, the next steps and the next step in the process and all that, I'm not gonna make this. I'm not gonna like dampen my friendship with people for this game. You know, like I'm not gonna let this be something that drives a wedge between me and my guys. Oh, come on. But yeah, so I decided after that, I said, look, I was like, I'm still gonna try and qualify for this. I'm still gonna, you know, try and get my 100 wins. I'm a little behind with where I need to be right now, but I'm still gonna try and get my 100 wins and still see if we can make this work, because I really want to give it an honest shot. But I'm gonna go back to having fun with this game. So now every time we get together, whether it's all of us or just a couple of us or something like that, we clown on each other, we joke, I make the corniest fucking jokes and references I can possibly think of just to keep the atmosphere light. And that's helped. We went on a tear one night where we just, you know, went on, I think we won like 15 out of 17 games or something like that. Like we went crazy. And the whole time we were just goofing and ragging on each other and just having a good time. But I noticed a few things that, you know, because I watch some people stream 2K. I have people on YouTube I watch make 2K content, and there's some things I see that I want to address. Now, this is not going to turn into Big Bomb Theories, tips and tricks for how to advance in the 2KLeague qualifier. No, it's not going to be anything like that. Because truthfully, I'm probably the last person you need to listen to, like, in-game advice about what to do or how to do it. But what I'm going to say here is just some things that have helped me kind of keep my head on straight while trying to do this. The first point I want to make is, if you can, try to avoid running with randoms. Because it'll do two things for you. You'll get more games in a shorter amount of time, because if there's already a group of 5 in there, it doesn't have to find you teammates before it finds you opponents. So if you can find a group of 5 to run with that group of 5. And again, I'm not going to give you like, oh, you need to have a sharpshooter, you need to have at least 2 sharpshooters, you need to have 1 glass cleaner, and at least 1 playmaker. Like, I'm not going to give you that. But try to run with your boys. If nothing else, it'll keep you grounded. You won't get so involved in the game and the little stupid things that happen within the game that can piss you off. You'll have other things to kind of distract you. The next thing I would recommend is listening to music, or listening to, you know, have your favorite YouTube channel pulled up next to you if you can, if you got your computer nearby or got your phone nearby. Have something on to help you be distracted a little bit. Chances are, if I'm listening to some of my favorite music, I'm not going to be as mad about something as I would be if that was the only thing I could focus on. The third piece of advice I have for you is to take breaks. I didn't move! Oh! See? That's what I'm talking about. I literally was just standing still holding the circle button. And my guy started moving for an illegal screen. So, but I got something to distract me. I'm making this video, so I don't have to really worry about that. But the third piece of advice is to take breaks. You know, if you find yourself getting heated up, if you find yourself, you know, fixating on the little things that go wrong in a given game, if you lose a couple games in a row, take a break. Take 15-20 minute break. Collect yourself, get your thoughts right, get your head on straight, and then go back in. Because that's another quote-unquote feature this year, is that they don't, if you lose a game in the rec center, in previous, this guy is just shooting as soon as he touches the ball. But if you lose a game in the rec center, you don't go all the way back out to the neighborhood like you would before, like you did last year, which is annoying. It was annoying then. They gave him a continuation on that. It was annoying then because they wouldn't even, like if you were playing with friends, they wouldn't put you in the same server. So you had to rejoin back up on everybody, go back in, try to get everybody on the same server, then go back into the rec center, then find another game. So for this, they've streamlined that. They keep you in the same locker room, so that if you happen to lose a game, you're still able to get it back in right away. And that's good. That's a good thing. In a way. In a way, it can be a bad thing. Because again, if you start, you know, going on a bit of a losing streak there, and you can't get out of it, like you have to intentionally leave the facilities to be able to get out of that situation, then you find yourself in a trap where you can play 4 or 5 games in a short amount of time and still be as angry as you were before. But if you give yourself a little bit of a break, give yourself a little mental cool down, then I feel like you'll have a clearer view of the next game and realize that it is just a game. It is just one game out of many that you're going to play. But you won't let that be the focal point of your mindset for the rest of the day. And that's really ultimately what I have for you guys today. It's just, I had a little bit of a rant I needed to go on about this game and how it finds opponents for people and how it finds games. I'm serious, this is the second game in 3 hours that I've been able to get in. But I wanted to throw out, I've been thinking about doing a video like this for a few days now. And honestly, I know I made a video, put out a video, I think on November 1st or on Halloween, about wanting to do a series of videos kind of chronicling my progress, kind of making sure, like keeping you guys up to date on how everything's going. And truthfully, I underestimated a lot of things. I underestimated how long it would take to get 100 wins. I underestimated how much time I was going to have to make videos, and to cut up like highlight videos and stuff and do audio and all that good stuff with it. I underestimated a lot of stuff. I underestimated the amount of energy it would take for me to be able to do this. And frankly, you know, I don't necessarily like uploading just a straight up like 25-minute video of content, but I have a feeling that's probably going to be where things go if I do get some videos in during this qualifier. Let him shoot. But yeah, I am still planning to do some live streaming. God, that was bad. I am still planning to do some live streams. I am still planning to do... Oh, come on, I was on that. I am still planning to make some videos throughout the process here. I think as of this recording, I may get this to go live today, but as of this recording, I think we're halfway through the qualifier. And like I said, I'm a little behind on my wins right now because I actually took a few days off to go visit some family, and fell behind a little bit here. But oh, I was gonna be by him. Damn. Okay. There we go, big man. Tip in with the AI. Okay. Now, see, that's the thing. AI players are not necessarily garbage in this game. So I really wish, like, if there was some kind of like arbitrary time limit on finding teammates, that they would just let us have an AI player. I felt like there was one more point I wanted to make when I was thinking about this video yesterday. And now I can't remember what it was, but... But yeah, so this 2K League thing, it's changing the way a lot of people view 2K. You know, people are looking at it as a legitimate kind of esport option now. But then with that comes the criticisms of, oh, this game is still really buggy. There's still a lot of exploits. There's still a lot of cheap shit you can do in the game to make it unfair. And while yeah, that is true, there is still a lot of stuff in here you can exploit. A lot of cheesy animations, a lot of cheap strategies people have come up with. You know, the whole there's one really cheap strategy where you have a glass cleaner and a stretch, constantly setting screens for another sharpshooter. You know, because everybody gets buffs from like, you know, pick and roll, pick and pop, you know, all that stuff there. People get all kinds of cheap bonuses for that. So that's still something that's kind of annoying. It's kind of like the one OP strategy in the entire game right now. I've also just seen people be able to make shots that nobody should be able to make, and then miss layups that everyone should be able to make. Oh, am I free? Am I free? Oh. But you know, it's just part of the game. It's part of the game. I know going in, it's going to be part of the game. So I don't really try and let it bother me all that much anymore. Every now and then I'll get a little frustrated, but, you know, I'm human. But yeah, so please let this be a just not a cautionary tale, because I'm not like, you know, I'm not like having like stress breakdowns or anything like that from this game or anything closely related to that. But you know, just don't let this game get to you. Don't let this game be what stresses you out. Video games are supposed to be an escape. Video games are supposed to be fun. And while yes, some of the things the game does are not fun, or take some of the fun out of it, but if you respond to it the right way, you'll be fine. So I skipped ahead a little bit here. We're down by 4 with 10.5 seconds to go. I'm opening the corner. And we missed a 3. Okay. Oh, come on. You dick. But that's going to do it for this video. We didn't win. But again, that's okay. I'm a little upset about some of the things that happened throughout the game, but I'm not going to let it get to me, because I know it's something I can't really control. So, I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video today. I'll show you, before we completely cut out here, what my record is and everything like that. I'll let you know kind of where I am in the process. But yeah, so just kind of keep that stuff in mind. If you guys are still trying to qualify for the league, or even if you're just playing with friends and, you know, find that it's a little bit more frustrating than it should be, then yeah, take some of my advice there. You know, keep some music going, keep something entertaining going in the background to keep you distracted a little bit. Oh man, we had every chance to win that game. Then try to keep your friends on with you, because if nothing else, they can help keep you grounded. You can help keep them grounded. If you're playing with randoms, it really does feel like a me against the world mentality for that. So keep your friends by, keep some music, or something on YouTube. I watch a lot of ESPN on my computer whenever I'm playing, so if you can do that, do that. And then if you find yourself going on a bit of a losing streak, just take a break, take 10, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes, whatever you got to do to get your head right, and then come back to it. You know, that's all you can do. Because there are going to be some games, you're not going to win every game. That's just all there is to it with this game. We have a running joke that 2K will arbitrarily decide while you're in the locker room who's going to win or who's going to get the more calls, and you're going to have to really, really work to make it happen at that point. But, you know, you're not going to win every game, so keep that in mind. And with that, I will pull up my records here. I was at 63% yesterday. I got a couple wins. I got a few wins yesterday. I took a few L's yesterday. I've lost the 2 games I've been able to play in the 3 hours I've been trying to play today. So, and you just saw the second one. So it dropped me down to 59% there, but I've got 40 wins. So I'm 40% the way there. And I think if I did my math right, the rest of the way I have to win anywhere from 5 to 6 games a day to be able to reach my 100 wins. It just really sucks because one of those days in there is Thanksgiving. And that's really kind of messed up to have this qualifier run through a major holiday, but whatever. But yeah, so that's where I am right now. I hope my advice has helped some people. If you know anybody that needs to hear what's been said today, show them this video. You know, let them take a look at it and see what they think, see if it might help kind of make things a little clearer for people. But thank you guys for watching. You know, wherever you are, however you found this video, I always appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. And I know this one's going to be on the long side because I'm not going to have time to do a lot of editing for it, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. On Twitch, I am Big Bomb Theory 14. Please remember that 14 because apparently there is a Big Bomb Theory out there somewhere that is not me. On Twitter, I am at Big Bomb Theory, and of course here on YouTube as Big Bomb Theory. So yeah, give the video a like if you guys like the content here. Subscribe to the channel, helps me out a lot. And then I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves.